All right, family. All right. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Wazira Menin. Yes, family, one perfect balance. Yes, greetings to each and everyone who just logged in, logged on, connecting. Yes, man, I here trying to reshuffle the deck, so to speak. Like, you reshuffle cabinet? So trying to switch a monitor in front and one in the back, trying to get this thing up and happening. So bear me a second. This is still hanging on right here, and this is still happening. This I was thinking the other day. This is more like a reality show. It's not really a podcast or broadcast. This is really a reality show. This be happening live. You never know what's liable to happen, man. Anyhow, we gonna make it happen, right, family? We gonna get it cracking. So, as a matter of fact, while we do that real quick, let me see how else I could shuffle something here. Yeah, I know I forgot something. I have some Edo punch to drink. Compliments of punch. I can't say the punch lady, that might sound different. But yeah, give thanks to the family on that one. Edo punch is like energy food, man. I don't know, that be give you the kind of energy where you want to start doing somersaults on the kitchen counter, man. I don't know. But the Edo punch working. Give thanks to Shira for that one. All right, so we looking a little more stable right here now. Well, this looking a little more stable anyhow. So in the meantime, we want to tell a friend to tell a friend. Y'all know how we do this thing. Yeah. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, we cooking with gas now, family. Cooking with gas. All right, so we're going to tell a friend to tell a friend. In the meantime, I'm going to drop something for you real quick. Got this tune earlier. Came to my mind. I see you, Miss Critchlow. It's Paris. And by the way, big up to the family on YouTube, without question. Yeah. Lana, I see you. Greetings, family. Wait, Steven not here early. Out. Bam, you know something gonna be up once Steven in the building. Christopher, I see you. Junior, Rastafari. That's how we gonna do this thing. On to the new, this is December the 1st, so Barbados is supposed to be a republic now, so whatever that means. I ain't really gonna dwell on that too much. Got some other stuff I want to deal with first, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Tell a friend. I'm just gonna put this on mute real quick. Hang on. Keep on knocking, nothing out, let them in. We not gonna let them in, family. We not like them. It don't make no sense. Tell a friend to tell a friend, family. We want to be free. For all eternity. Yes, I want to be free. Sacred sisters. Bertram, I see you. Lisa, give thanks. Greetings to you too. Give thanks. I didn't even know you could weave baskets like that. Gifted, but you need a reason about that. Cheese, dog bread. Always there. Listen to the tune. Let them bow down. Pull it. I pull it, man. In God we put our trust, family. This is the C.O.U.P right here, man. We having a C.O.U.P. Their mind is filthy and their heart is full of sin, trying to break my code. Father will help me to take the overload. That's right. You're taping and logging ain't covering me. I'm living a life that is honest, you see, cause I want to be free for all of eternity. Yes, I want to be free, from pain and misery. The blessing of God is upon me. He is guiding and keeping me daily, you see. He said, never have no fear, for behold, I am always there.
just bow down and worship Jehovah.
Na na na.
Let them shout out his name, his praises forever.
Yes, family. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Na na na.
The blessing of God is upon me.
That's right, family. All right, I look like it there.
Guiding and keeping
Yes, family.
me, you see.
Zarina, I see you. Assalamu alaikum.
Let the powers bow down and worship Jehovah.
Yes. Listen, man, I could just play that show for the rest of the night and be just as satisfied. I'm telling you, man. I mean, I was on that high for the whole afternoon. Big up to Sister Kieran on that one as well. Empress Kieran, without question. It's just the connection, man. It just be the connection, you know what I mean? Not many understand that, but hey, too much is given, much is required. I was kind of looking forward to tonight, and then again I was thinking, you know, it's funny, man. It's funny, man. I hear, man, blind heart. I see you. I see you. I see you, Steve. I didn't see you where you usually be, but I see you, my brother. I see you. Big up to the man, them that, you know, we put in the work, those in the front, those in the back, those all around, the sisters too. There's a few things I want to get in tonight, man, but it's like, that's how we're going to do this here differently. And by the way, big up to again Aziza and C.O.U.P on these pieces right here. I don't even feel like I would like to make these waterproof, man. I could just take a bath in these and all. Mighty works, mighty works. Rastafari. But before I go any further, let me just say one thing, man. I spent most of my morning reading some comments in the chat. I'm part of it. I won't call the name, but when I mention this, it would probably make sense to some of the individuals who are part of the chat. Apparently, some folks are not happy with Rihanna getting, well, a National Heroes Award. And, you know, so they express it in different ways. As a matter of fact, one gentleman apparently did some research. I don't know if he did research or he had it in his stash. I don't really know, but he found a picture of Rihanna on a yacht, what looks like a yacht, the catamaran on one of them little vessels, basking and bearing her top. Now, I realized that the top part that was without coverage revealed her virtues, being politically incorrect. Well, correct, I suppose. But I noticed she didn't have the tattoo below it. So I realized it was an old picture of her. And, you know, so there was a lot of talk about, you know, she did, she that, she did, she that, eternity forth. Look, man, I was arrested 5 times a long time ago with charges ranging from robbery to weapons possession to attempted murder. So I've been into some things before, you see. So my point I want to make is people are allowed to change, you know. The problem is we tend to want to hold people prisoners to their past. And I'm not saying that to justify whether or not she should have gotten an honorary Heroes Award, Sheroes Award, or not. You know, I think she's done a lot of good things throughout the world. I think she's done a lot of good things. You know, he without sin cast the first stone. I'm not here saying that she good or she ain't good. That don't got nothing to do with us. I mean, it sounds like people wanted themselves to be honored as national heroes. What I would have done, however, and I'll say this much, is that I honestly feel that at that moment, especially since they did it like that, and I ain't getting into, you know, that's their thing. But I would like to think that they would have taken a moment to at least recognize the bus drivers who worked 2020 without question, not knowing the COVID, not knowing nothing. They had to deal with every single individual coming on a bus, giving them money. Well, in some cases, they put in the machine, but dealing with people on that level of volume of traffic. The nurses, I think they would have, you know, at least acknowledged certain. I don't know because I didn't really watch the whole thing, but there should have been some special dedication to the individuals who really brought the nation forward to be at the point where they want to play this whole republic game or whatever they're doing. I really don't get it, because I really don't get that. But I do recognize that they're all part of a process. Everything is part of a process. I did tune in briefly, and I admit that only briefly. I actually fell asleep. So when I got up, I actually woke up, a little like, damn, oh shucks, time. So I decided when I turn on the YouTube, it was right there as a live stream. So I click on it, like, I'm not like against the nation of Barbados. I just don't like some of the things that people be doing, and I see right through the gimmicks. So I got to deal with that. But as a nation, I love this nation. I love the people. I love the people. So wherever support is needed, I'm there. We've been there. Rastafari Progressive Movement. We be there on the ground with the people. We help people countless times, families, children. I mean, people know. So I tuned in, and I tuned in at a point where a young lady was doing what do you call that? Spoken word. Now the spoken word sound a bit like Adrian Green, though. I ain't gonna front. I mean, his style of writing, his style of flow. And I know Adrian all too well. And I'm not saying that he wrote that piece. He may have written that piece or contributed to writing the piece, because I think she alluded to that at the end when she talked about all the people who contributed to this particular piece. Nevertheless, shout out to Adrian Green, by the way. Big respect. But she was speaking, and I listened because she's the young one and she's the voice of the youth. She spoke clearly, eloquently, and verbatim. She recited that which she would have written or gotten written. But she made some statements that I was a bit not fully in agreement with. And I felt it was necessary for me to at least drop my own piece to make sure that I at least have my conscience clear, that I spoke my truth. She spoke about the advancement we would have made and how far we would have come, and we've come a long way to where we are today as a republic. But I want to at least direct the young sister, to the fact that we were greatness before enslavement. Slavery did not begin our history. As a matter of fact, it interrupted it. And there's a whole legacy that is unmentioned way before that time, and before that time, and before that time, that we need to bring up to time, so that we can put it clear in our minds, so that we know, and our children and our children's children know, that we have lost ground. Being a republic is not coming a long way. Being a republic is almost an insult to the nation of gods and goddesses that rule this earth. Ooh. Nevertheless, I know that you could only recite that which you were taught by the school, and the learned that was taught by the enslaver. So therefore, you ain't gonna get the truth from your enemy, because your enemy will never tell you the truth about you. So you got to tune into politically incorrect to get it correct on a night like tonight. So I'm gonna drop some jewels for that sister right there, and all who feel the same way, just so that we be clear on who we are. So having said that, allow me to begin. Allow me to begin. And I'm sorry if I offend. It wasn't my intention necessarily, but necessarily you have to offend, because people don't get respectful till you become disrespectful. And I think right now we're tired of it in Barbados, man. It's been so long. It's been so long. It's been so long. And so long that we have accepted what was given, that we don't even know who we are. I mean, watching that whole ceremony was embarrassing to me. And I say embarrassing not from the standpoint of the parties involved, because they too can only do what they know. So I realize it is the onus is on us who know. The onus is on those who are enlightened to shine so the others can see. Because in the land of the blind, only the one-eyed man is king or queen. Man being species and not gender. In this day and age, people are confused with that. Nevertheless, politically incorrect. She is not my hero. That's okay, Steve. She don't gotta be your hero. You know what I mean? But to many young people in this island, believe it or not, to many young girls in this island, believe it or not, they look up to her. And although we may not agree with all she is and can be, I will say this. if we don't take the time to recognize that all these things are happening for us so we can put ourselves in our proper standing. These things could only happen because we consent to it. You see, that is their thing. What they're doing is their thing. We keep getting mixed up with them and us as one, and we not. Blessed is the man and the woman that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Most High, Haile Selassie the First, Jah Rastafari, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, whoever you subscribe to. And in those laws, you meditate day and night. That ain't got nothing to do with you. So it's not a like or dislike situation. There's nothing to choose. It's to observe, learn, and decide what you're doing, where you stand. Don't be like the Laodiceans, because you can't be lukewarm in this game at this point in time. As a reference, this is the point in time where we elevate our consciousness. This is the point in time where we recognize that we are sinking slowly. And this is the time where you recognize that you have to save yourself. And if you plan on saving anybody else, you better be in a good position to have your footing, lest they pull you under too. So that's what's going on. So I know a lot of folks ain't liking, the sister right there. Like, shout out to Rihanna, man. Like, for real. Shout out to Rihanna, because had you caught me at a different point in my journey, you would have thought I was the devil's self. But at this point, to some, I'm okay. To some, I'm a lot more. To some, perhaps I'm a lot less. So I understand this sister right there. She just on her journey like anybody else, trying to find her higher self. And perhaps she might have taken, a different turn to you. People say Rihanna sold her soul. She sold her soul, like, because she take all that money. But you know what's funny? You took the money too. You went work today. You got 150. You got $10 an hour. She get 10 million a day. I don't know. The point is, she just getting more, and you vex. Search your soul, search yourself, elevate your consciousness, and be your best, man. If Rihanna is a testimony of what you don't want to be, learn that from her and do the opposite. But there's nothing to judge, critique, or criticize, because like I said, at one point in time, I was seeing life through her eyes. I mean, I was robbing, I was doing things I ain't have no right doing, and in some cases, because we ain't even had to. Being misguided and misled through the same media, watching BET, rap music, Rap City, not knowing that it was all leading me in the wrong direction quickly. So swiftly, I had to change my way of thinking. That ship I was on was nothing else but sinking. So I had to move. I couldn't stay still. I had to figure out how I was going to save myself from drowning in my own ego, thinking I was so right and I was so wrong. So now I can't judge a sister, man. I ain't even getting on that conversation. What I did not like, however, in the chat is the fact that the brethren and the sistren who's supposed to be conscious of themselves and the reality started fighting and cussing each other. And I was thinking, what kind of frequency is that? Because from the way I looking at it, you ain't no different to homegirl. So she bare her outward, and now you revealing your inward. And it didn't look much prettier. So I was going to leave a comment, but I figured not. I'll do it on my platform for whoever hearing it. You know what I mean? I ain't get into that. I ain't get into that, man. I just left it at that. You know what I mean? Let the blind lead the blind, man. I ain't got the time for that. The one I'm on is Overbrigger. Most people know. I love it, though. I love it. You ain't easy, Roderick. I just got a deja vu. Like, we had this conversation before. Nevertheless, Zamoni, you're smiling. Rastafari. I hear, man. But I want to drop some stuff for real, though, man. But the sister said that if nothing else, that struck a chord in me to realize how lost our youth be. And although she spoke eloquently, and I salute the sister for what she did, I want to get it correct, because that's what we do in Politically Incorrect. We get it correct. So I don't know if somebody know her personally, but send her a link. but I'm gonna share the screen real quick. I just want to pull some stuff up. Go grab a pen and paper, family, because I'm gonna go through this and I don't want to repeat myself. Got a few things to share. I just want to share it as it comes. I don't even have a particular order, but I'm gonna try to do this as orderly as possible. So, having said that, let us begin. All right. So here we are sharing this. I'm gonna try something new tonight, which I hadn't done before. Go grab a pen and paper, family. You're gonna need it. Go grab a pen and paper. Let me see how we can do this at the best of our ability. How easy this is. All right. All right. Let's do this, family. Cha. But I can't believe this though. I feel a sense of I don't know. I don't know. What is this feeling that's come over me? What can it be if not the power of the Most High, glory and the power of the Trinity? Feeling irie and irie and irie. So this is what we're gonna do, man. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm not even switching up. I'm just gonna go with it. So here we are. Here we are. All right, here we are, family. This is where we are. I'm gonna have to do a whole screen something. So let me see. All right. So this is where we at, family. We're gonna write this down real quick for those who might not have seen this before. For those who don't know. Psalms 82. I think somebody dropped this in the comments the other night. You know, when we talk about slavery and we talk about emancipation, we talk about independence, and we talk about now republic, we talk about we come a long way. You know, that is such a I mean untruth. We have not come a long way. We would only have come a long way if you begin the story with shackles on a plantation picking cotton and being flogged, lynched, maimed, and murdered, being raped, molested, and ostracized, marginalized, disenfranchised. You think of it, the absolute worst treatment known in the history of the world when it comes to enslavement. Barbados, Barbados, the same Barbados, beautiful, beautiful, is the birth of such atrocities. Birth. And unless we are clear on this, our story did not begin right then. So now we ain't come a long way. Psalms 82 said it best. Go read it for yourself, all 6 verses. And it says it very plain and very clear. You know what I mean? Ye are gods. Right now, this is what I want to get into right here real quick, man. You know what I mean? I want us to see this tonight clearly. Clearly. We're going to go to this here, man. I don't even know what's next, but spiritual rebirth is like the phoenix rebirth, a rebirth of your body, mind, and soul that unleashes itself when the spirit is set free from its self-inflicted shackles. Now, what that mean, family? It means that we got to reach a point where we emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, because only upon realizing that the system that we talk about no longer put shackles on our feet and our hands, but they have found a way to put it on our minds. And therefore, the only one that can free you from such is you yourself. But you got to know yourself in order to free yourself, you see? And that can only happen through the power of the Trinity. Only the power of the Trinity. You got to know divine order. Whether you Christian, whether you Muslim, whether you Buddha, Hindu, divine order exists within everyone. That's why even Christ came and said, you know, seek ye first the kingdom. It's inside of you. So in order to get over what happened the other night in terms of republic and all this stuff going on, we have to have a coup and a revolution, not necessarily in the physical, but on the spiritual plane. You got to bring spiritual beings together. You see, in spiritual rebirth, you got to start to see yourself differently and rise from this situation. You can't stay down in it and expect that you're going to rise out of it. You got to literally pull yourself up by the rebirth, a rebirth of your body, mind, and soul that unleashes itself when the spirit is set free from the self-inflicted shackles. That's why the Bible says, "Who the Son set free is free indeed." But the Son setting you free is by the renewing of your mind. You got to renew your mind. You got to know yourself. Got to know yourself. And it's only through the power of the Most High and Rastafari, we would say the power of the Trinity. You see, the power of the Trinity. And the Trinity, oh, by the way, ain't nothing new. The Christians don't have monopoly on the Trinity. It ain't nothing new. It was always through the power of the Trinity. It was always through the power of the Trinity. The Bible talked about, "I am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt, and thou shalt know no God but me, for there is no Savior besides me." That's in the book of Hosea 13:4. The only way you can see this thing, family, is to recognize that divine creator that dwells in yourself. There is no other way. If you leave it up to these people here, they're going to use fear tactics to keep you enslaved and keep you on this plantation, keep you on the treadmill of life, going nowhere fast. You be going, and you ain't getting nowhere fast. Nowhere. Nowhere. The journey was such that, they took us and got us thinking about the real Trinity and gold. Now, this is a statue out of Egypt, by the way, what we call Kemet, because there's really no Egypt. The word Egypt means house of bondage. Write that one down. Egypt, go look it up. It means house of bondage. There's no place called Egypt. It was a word used descriptively to identify what was occurring in that region. Speaking of bondage, right? You see this thing called the American dream? The reason why they call it the American dream is because you got to be sleeping. You got to be sleeping. That's why they say, wake up, family, because the only way out of this, family, is if you come to the realization that you've been sleeping. You've been sleeping trying to live this American dream. Even in the Caribbean, we're trying to live the American dream. How can I prove it? Simple. We celebrate Thanksgiving and Halloween now. Imagine that. In the Caribbean, right here in Barbados, we celebrate Halloween and Thanksgiving. We don't know nothing about no Thanksgiving, but we giving thanks to God. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is we celebrating a holiday that deals with a genocide and slaughter of indigenous people. And we as indigenous people celebrating the slaughter of indigenous people in a descriptive way, using the turkey as a symbol. But we don't even know this. You know why? Because after all, we live in a dream. So we asleep. We asleep and don't even know it. That's why they could do the things they do and don't nobody say a word. That's why they could function the way they function and think that they're going to keep getting away, because after all, you sleeping. You on the job sleeping. World's highest standard of living. World's highest standard of living. There's no way like the American way. Yeah, guess what though? Look at the line though. Look at the line, man. Look at the line. This is like the unemployment line or the cheese line. The fact that everybody got bags or somebody to put something in. It's like the cheese line, the welfare line, family. This how they deal with us. But notice the car. Everybody inside the car smiling, even the dog, family. Even the dog happy. Dog head out the window. The dog living it better than you that in the line begging for cheese. But we free. But we free. We free. That's why I love this generation of young people. You see, that's why the sister that was on the stage, I salute her. I love the piece. I love how she flowed. I love the passion. I felt the pain in the sister voice, but I realized she was a bit misguided. So the aim is to put her straight. That's the aim, because the youth of today have a message for tomorrow. The youth of today have a message for tomorrow. And let me tell you something. We have every right to seek to destroy any system that seek to destroy us. And that's a fact. Ask my brother Steve about that. We ain't making that sport. Yeah, tonight gonna be a bit different. For real. ISIS, I see you. To identify lower Egypt, the lower self. Oh man, the sister dropping it. That's what I'm talking about, man. celebrating the dead. Ben, be easy, Ben. Be easy, Ben. Be easy, Ben. Be easy, man. History of Thanksgiving and Halloween. I know, but they don't know, family. You see, that's why I'm saying we on here, we know. We know Steve. I know Steve know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And the reality, brethren. Yo, Lamamba, I see you, Rastafari. The fact is that they don't know that they don't even know. And I saw that the other night clear as day. They don't know, and a few amongst them do know, but they can't do nothing. So we're gonna get it right on politically incorrect, man. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna drop it. Don't worry, we're gonna drop it, man. We're gonna drop it. We're gonna do the work, man. We're gonna do the work, man. You see what I'm saying? Because the youth's watching. They watching. You see what I'm saying? Destroy his sister, not seek to destroy us. I remember in the Bible, there was a story about Moses. And Moses was a man, they say mother put in the basket and he went down the river and the Egyptians found this baby and took him in on the daughter of Pharaoh. And obviously he looked like her, so he passed for her child. So the pops didn't question it. No problem. And sent him to the best schools and all this other knowledge he had. Yet, which is funny because he did this before he wrote the first 5 books of the Bible. Hello. He went to school in what they call Egypt, but was Cush, was Kemet. He went to school there and learned in all the wisdom, not some. No, look the word, all the wisdom. They didn't say all the ignorance or all the devil worship, because that's what they tell us, or all the evil. Nah, they said he learned in all the wisdom. Matter of fact, you can check this verse out, Acts 7:22-23. And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, all the wisdom. You know what? When the Bible say it is wisdom, they associate the word wisdom with people like Solomon. You see what I'm saying? With people like Jesus, the prophets were all wise. But yet, the slave master tell you that Egypt is bad, Kemet is bad, it's devil, it's evil. That's what they tell you. Meanwhile, they stole everything from it that wasn't nailed down. They stole, look, the only reason you don't have a pyramid in England, because they couldn't move it. Moving right along. But we got reinforcements though, family. We got reinforcements. We ain't worried about it. For they shall give his angel charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Psalms 91:11. That got in there somehow. I wasn't even, anyhow, that was it. Listen, we not alone, family. We are not alone. One thing I know for sure, there's no way possible that Monday could have happened the way it happened if we were alone. No. Greater are those with us than those with them. Because I saw what happened on Monday. I don't know nobody else. Because I hear a brother said also that he was a bit disappointed. And I always that, bro. But I saw exactly what happened though. And I give thanks, man. I give thanks for the forces that guide, govern, uplift, protect, and lead us. You see, that's why they said, and he said it himself, and no disrespect, my brother, you said you'd rather go home and, function from home. But remember Gideon's army, right? Some people had to go back home, man. So if your spirit tell you go home, it's best you stay home, man. That ain't an issue, is all love still, because everybody can't go on this. This is for everybody. Remember, brother, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It's in the flesh and blood thing. It's in the flesh and blood thing. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind, man. Keep that in mind. This is a journey for a different kind of being. This requires you to search yourself, search your soul, regardless of who you are. Look into yourself, seek your higher consciousness, and connect with your divine self. You see? You think of yourself as a human searching for a spiritual awakening, when in fact you are a spiritual being attempting to cope with a human awakening. Seeing yourself from the perspective of the spirit within will help you to remember why you came here and what you came here to do. So the spirit tell you go home, that ain't no problem, family. Just humble yourself, get in tune with yourself, take care of your family, and we can do the rest. You do the part from your part, we can do the part from our part. Yeah, we flowing tonight, family. And And I ain't rewinding. Get it when you can, man. Screenshot, whatever, and make it happen. Make it happen. Oh, I thought this was powerful. I don't know if y'all can see this clearly. The body is the temple of the gods within you. Therefore, it is said, man and woman, know thyself. This thing flowing like a book. I could write this, man. I'm telling you, it's flowing like a book. I just grabbed some pics randomly and threw them in a folder. That's all I did. Simple. Let the spirit lead, because in this battle right here, this is for those who in tune, and this is for those who started to vibrate like the Ezekiel bones. They were dead, but they weren't deaf. And when the voice came, they put on the whole armor, the whole righteousness, and became alive. Speak life. This is what is meant by speaking life to the dead and bringing the dead to life. This is what is meant by giving sight to the blind and speech to the dumb and hearing to the deaf. To the resurrection of the words. Word power. Word song is power. Remember that. Remember that. Let the words of our mouth and meditation of our heart be acceptable, man. The body of the temple. Let's go. Let me see. This is what this vessel is, family. God made man in his image out of clay. So man is only the formation of clay. Then the gods breathed the breath of life into man, clay, and man, clay, became transformed a living soul, a live-in soul, a live within soul. Study it. They don't want you to know who you are. They got you thinking about republic and this and that, and you running on like treadmills, like rats and hamsters in a hamster wheel, running, sweating, getting nowhere fast. A whole year done passed, and we still in the same position, almost like next to last. But you know why? Let me tell you why. You see the queens? And I use that word loosely because we don't get into the definition of that word right now. We're using it descriptively until we can elevate the people consciously to recognize that the word may not be what we think it means, but nevertheless, we use it within the context right now for descriptive purposes. You see the queen, the black queen, the woman, the womb man, the Moabite woman, the Moorish woman, the virtuous woman, the warrior woman, the spirit woman. Yeah. We as men need them more now than ever before. Ever before. The battle of Adwa. Remember that. The battle of Adwa. And check this out though. Man and woman are to become God-like through a life of virtue and cultivation of the spirit through scientific knowledge, knowing yourself, practice, and bodily discipline. Can't be doing as you feel like, as you please. You see, and I ain't getting into the food, but let me say this about the food. As best you can get off the meat, I can tell you straight. This have nothing to do with being a Rasta and nothing to do with being eating idle or vegan or not, whatever words you want to use. Call it whatever you want to call it. You see, when you start to eat living food or live food as opposed to dead food, it does something to your body. It transforms you. It changes your cycle. You won't have the more pains. You won't have the more aches. It transforms. You see the flesh? The flesh also does something to you. But give it a try. Discipline yourself. Give it a try and see what happens. Give it a try and see what happens, family. Searching for self on the outer is a true thing, Zumuni. It's time to look within. Serious speaking. Kiron, I see you. Blessed love, sis. Higher heights is indeed, man. Indeed. It's that time, family. It's indeed, man. I see you, Daffodil. Yeah, you hear holding a tablet in my hand. This setup is a bit different tonight. We're going to get through this together, man. This has been a long time coming. Man. This ain't nothing new. But we here, family. One thing I want to bring to your attention, though. Notice, right, brethren? Notice that the sister got a hand around your back, right? To keep you firm. And she got the other hand at the 90 going across there, holding you steady. You see? Telling you, come, let me go forward together. You see, let me go forward together. You see, she got you. Don't go too fast. Notice that the hand in front cuff. She don't go too fast ahead of me, and don't drag too far behind me. Let me go there together. We need to walk together. Let me go together. There's nothing more beautiful when you got a woman in your corner. There's nothing more powerful than that. And God bless the man that got a few in his corner. Because the reality is, that's the reality. But you see the other things going on? Nah. Can't support it. Can't support it. This is powerful, family. This is powerful right here. I mean, all the brothers could read this. All the brothers could read this, man. I, coming forth, am Amen, the hidden one, pure of heart, within the pure of body. I live through my words. You know, we won't have these issues. We won't have issues at all. At all. You know, let your heart and your tongue speak the same language. Let it be one. This is something I had saved for a project. I'll share this in a Sunday school. I thought about it was interesting in terms of living off the grid, how to sustain yourself, because clearly things about to change in terms of harvesting solar energy, recycling water, how to use it in a more efficient way in terms of the toilet, sink, food, and the grease traps. But like I said, we're gonna get into that because what I want you to realize that the reason they want us to be talking this kind of stuff, they want us to be trapped on the plantation mindset. So we need to think about being free and living off the grid. We got to be plugged into them at all times. Nah, because while we were plugged into them, this is what they had in store for us. This is what they had in store for us. See, to be plugged in means you got to be controlled, and they want control, and this is going to lead to control. Control. Let's not forget, family, during the harvest of sugarcane. I wonder where they was growing sugarcane. I wonder part to grow sugarcane. Barbados. During the harvest of sugarcane, slaves were put in iron masks. The masks look familiar to prevent them from eating or drinking. It's so funny because throughout history, over the last few hundred years, they have consistently forced the people to wear a mask or a muzzle, whatever you want to call it. It's really a muzzle. They have forced the people in one way or another over the past few centuries at different points to wear a muzzle. Now, why I don't know? Why is that? Why is that? Crazy, crazy. They don't want you to know who you are, family. The whole idea is to keep you away from yourself. They want you to keep. They want to keep you enslaved so that they can control you consistently, and they can exploit you and use you and oppress you and your children and your children and leave you with nothing. Nothing. Yes, I watched that BBC report. Yes, I heard a woman said it. The life expectancy for Barbadians or people, sorry, because they weren't Barbadians, they were servants, enslaved, prisoners. The life expectancy was 18 years on any plantation in Barbados. Why? Because it was that brutal. Brutal. You know, break the God out of you. You're going to be a servant today. Break the God out of you. Only the devil want to break you. Remember the story of Job. Remember the story of Job. It was not God trying to break Job. Who was trying to break Job by putting him through all kinds of afflictions just to prove one point, that despite what you might say, I can guarantee you I'll get that man to denounce his divine self and curse you. I will do all manner of evil to this man, and I guarantee you he going to denounce his divinity and curse you. And the Almighty said, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. So when you're being oppressed and subjugated and going through, understand it's the devil that's doing it. Yep. Don't get tight with this thing, family. When plunder become a way of life for a group of men, or politicians, to put it more accurately, and those behind the politicians, because don't think that they don't have people in the background that you don't see. Don't think that they're not people who co-conspire with them. Don't think that the system is not one, and no matter who you turn to for help, they're all in cahoots. But when plunder become a way of life for a group of people, they create for themselves, listen this carefully, they create for themselves in the course of time a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it. So we're gonna have a republic. We're gonna suspend all COVID regulations outside of the mask, or people gonna be watching, and we're gonna have a parade with people all around and do we gotta do because we doing what we gotta do, and then we can put it back in place after because we say so. We gonna have a referendum by some individuals, and the judge gonna find it in our favor anyhow. So it doesn't matter what Granville does, even though it didn't really matter what he did. Quite frankly, it was almost like a theatric show as far as I was concerned. And that ain't personal. If you feel personal, you know why. Can't trick the Rasta man. Nevertheless, that's where we at, family. They create a legal system that authorizes it and a moral code that glorifies it. Why? Why they do it? So that you don't know who you are. Keep you from knowing who you are. That's the bottom line. Keep you away from your truth. That's what it is. Crazy, right? Oh no, man. What is it they're hiding from you, though, family? What is it they're hiding from you? Do you know? Do you know what is it they're hiding from you, family? Tell me. I here trying to read it. I here trying to read the comments and multitask. I want to include some folks tonight, man. Divine balance, yes. So Job is strong. Now they tell you to get your job, and your job makes you weak. Get it? Job was strong, but they tell you about a job that you got to work the week for the weekend. Understand the sorcery, family. Job was strong. And the most beautiful part about Job is that when his friends was ridiculing, making mock sport, at the end they had to come and beg him to pray on their behalf. And he was blessed even more because he forgave his friends and he didn't study them. He had a judgment for them because them was after the, them was made heroes by the system for making fun of Job. But that's all right. He had no problem with that because he knew he was greater than them. You see what I'm saying? They get earthly praises, you getting divine praises. Which one you really want? You know what I mean? For real. You know what I'm saying? But now they tell you about a job that you got to work for the week to get the weekend for yourself. Study that out there, These words, family, these words, man. But let me tell you why they don't want you to know what's going on, man. This why they don't want you to know what's going on, man. I want y'all to take a minute right now and recite this. Recite this. Recite this. Let me just throw some energy out there, man. I am made of energy. I will always exist. Whatever happens in this life is a vehicle to move me along, not a beginning or an end. No matter what the ego tells me, no matter what the body feels, those are merely experiences that I need to feel and achieve what I came here to do and experience. Come here to do and here to do. Yes, to do. Yeah. What I came here to do, be, and experience. That's what that should read. On some level, I already know everything that needs to be known. I don't remember it all right now because it would prevent me from experiencing from the experience of the here and now. When I seek my truth, it will come back to me. There is nothing to fear. There is infinite love here. All that is glows divinely from within me. All that is glows divinely from within me. I thought this was interesting, though. Very interesting. Maybe I'll post this on the page. Maybe I'll post this on the page. Steve said that COVID fraud. I don't know. Look, we don't even talk about COVID no more, man. We ain't even studying COVID, man. We are all energy, pure energy. That's it. Nothing exists outside of us. Nothing exists outside of us, and it can't. They'll do and do and do and do and do. All they want to do. The whole thing with this COVID, right, is to keep us divided and create that division. Put the vax against the anti-vax. That's basically the bottom line, because they know that if the two of us come together, it's a problem. So they got to keep that thing about divide and rule. It used to be racism, black and white, black and white. You can't, now it's about vax and unvax. So keep that division. This is the things they do. But don't fall into that government's plan to create a race war. They want us to fight each other to make their job easier and bring in martial law. They don't care about color. Their only concern is money. Don't get no mistake about it, family. They ain't thinking about none of us. All they do is just making plans for themselves. Understand, it's a separate thing going on, Separate. Don't get it twisted. This is not something they want us to know. They don't want us to know this. They do not want us to know this at all. Keep the people deaf, dumb, and blind, man. Deaf, dumb, and blind. No identity. We are conscious beings. It's a fact. And Rhonda, you're right. Our issue is identity. That's right, Steve. The love of it, man. Love of it. Our identity. The problem that we don't know ourselves, though, is that the reason why we don't know ourselves is that a lot of stuff is hidden in plain sight. I mean, literally hidden in plain sight. I mean, I'm looking at the slides coming across, because I'm not picking them. They just come in on their own as I switch. I can't even tell you what's next. But I noticed the comments is almost connected with what is flowing. This is just amazing for me, seeing it from my end. I don't know about you on your end. But the sister said our identity, but our history cannot be hidden. So she's right, but it can't be hidden. It is engraved in stone for all eternity. It is time that we return to our ancestral plane, because without knowing that, that's what keeps us right now in the position that we're in. The fact that we don't know, and we don't even know that we don't even know, because we got these different things around us, this thing called the system, and for the most part, most people don't want to go against the system that they see doing wrong, they know doing wrong, but you know what you're gonna do. Plus, they got this thing called the police, this group called the police. I didn't even get into the defense force or nothing yet, because they got a different role, but the police, the policy enforcers. Can anybody tell me what the police actually, what does the police really do? What does the police actually do? Let's check it out. What does police do? What do police actually do? Protect private property, basically. Enforce system of oppression. We call them rules or regulations, by the way, that were given to them post-emancipation. It's funny how they had them regulations prior to emancipation, but as they tell you, you was free and you could run, you could roam freely. But that's what it meant by emancipation. Not that you were given your liberty, you see, your freedom. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, thank you. Not that you were given freedom. You were given the liberty to roam freely within the borders of the plantocracy. Basically meaning that you are allowed to go to the that's the equivalent to the recreational yard in prison. You are allowed to go to the recreation yard in prison. We won't keep you locked up in the housing area no more. You get to go to the yard. So you get to choose, go to the yard and run around and do all kind of stuff. But at some point in time, you got locked back in. come back inside. So you weren't allowed to leave the prison. You were allowed to roam freely within the walls of the confinements of the prison. So they enforced a system of oppression, shut down political dissent, and generate revenue. What else they do? Really and truly. And by the way, this is no lash or indirect jab at the security forces. This is just a fact, though. It's just a fact. Because when people go there to speak about what they don't like or what they don't want that the system is doing to them, they are then called and deployed to shut it down. To shut that down. You're not allowed to do that. Shut it down. Shut them up. Wow. I don't know how I don't know, man. I think being a police is one of the most confusing jobs in the world, especially especially if you have a moral compass. You got to see things and turn the other cheek. Man. I got to realize that. It's a tough position, but the funny thing is there's some situations you can't even touch. The situations that really should deserve your attention, you can't even look in that direction. You got to look the other way. Yet you tell yourself you uphold the law. How you feel putting that uniform on when you look in the mirror in the morning? Like, how you feel? I can't imagine what kind of psychological trauma officers have to endure in some cases. Because some people love it, though. I know some people live for that. They love that. They love it. Put on a little ski mask and go and shake up some people tonight. And some people might want shaking up. Maybe not. I don't know. But I know who you're supposed to shake. You can't even go and shake. You ain't going no Sandy Lane. You ain't going in certain place, Westmoreland. You ain't going up in no Crane and Sports and Charles and certain things. I know that. But anyhow, that's none of my business. But big up to all those that know what time it is. Y'all know who y'all are. I ain't got to mention. If you feel offended by what I said, that's probably you I'm talking about. Unfortunately, that's just the reality. It's so interesting, man. But madness, man. So we coming down to a point right now. Let me just wrap this up. This is where we're going with this right here, family. To deculturalize African American children is therefore to deprive them of that which determines the way they think, feel, and behave. This is interesting because we cannot afford to forget who we are, and what we must do to return truth to power. The penalty for our descendants is too high. They must be made to remember who they are, or they will be led even further into the blinding whiteness many of us run blindly towards. Wow. It is said that it only takes two willfully ignorant generations for a people to completely lose their way. Conscious African adults must recognize, however, that regardless of how thorough and invaluable we believe ourselves to be, our children cannot be completely sheltered from an evil insanity without separating them from the call of insanity in a world where insanity rules. Western culture is consciously insidious, and the carriers of Western culture know that the best way to dislocate, fragment, and destroy a people is to corrupt their children. You hear that? Corrupt their children to be someone other. Hold on. To be someone other than ourselves is to be insane. To knowingly make choices which allow our children to be driven insane is unforgivable. Um, Therefore, African logic dictates the need for an independent, separate, protected community in which we can rear our children into African adults, or all efforts will be for naught. will be for naught. If you swim in an ocean of insanity, you are bound to get wet. That's interesting. If you are rearing our children to be true nation builders, we have no choice. There are there are chances we absolutely cannot take. Affirm. I am returning our truth to power. I thought that was interesting, family. The only way we can get this done, family, is by coming together, kind of healing the family. And the family, I mean man and woman, especially because relationships nowadays don't seem to be working for a lot of people. I see people in town arguing. I see them online. Women fighting, all kind of stuff going on. I mean, this was going on, yes, but in this day and age where you see the whole thing falling apart, this isn't the time to be pulling apart. This is the time to be pulling together. Relationships got to mend, but yet the prophecy is that it going to separate the vaccine, the unvaxxed, the children, the human rights, the alphabet people, and all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff going on, family. All kind of stuff going on. So we got to reach a point where we realize that, you know what, this thing serious here. It's serious. So what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Bring forward the love, man. That's what we gonna do, family. Just bring forward the love. I mean, bring forward the love. Bring forward the love, family. I mean, you can't want it said no better than that. We got to start healing each other, start to help each other grow, start to heal one another, man. I mean, have our steps become synchronized. A sister in Tommy today, man, she wish she had you know, a King Man doing farming and stuff so that she could contribute and be a part of that. I'm thinking to myself, man, nobody ain't seeing it this way, but the reality is that we got to come together and build and protect our children. We got to take them out this mad world, this world of insanity led with a bunch of insane people doing insane things, and we want to think our children will be spared by that. Nah, it's like lambs to the slaughter we doing, man. It's like lambs to the slaughter. We got to save them. We got to save them. And right now, the mothers, the nurses, man. I heard the mothers doing it the most because most of them in charge of the children because most of them single parents and they got school, they got work, there's so much pressure. Man, the women right now got to carry this thing to another level, to a whole another level. And the man them got to support them. Can't be arguing and beefing and fighting and stressing, try and find a way to keep peace in the house. Real thing. Real thing. Our ancestors are still here. And the ancient African blood still roams in our blood. Do you know what that means, sister? Do you know what that means, sis? Do you know who you are, sis? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Speak truth to power. Well, having said that, though, family, our spirit glows within. Look to the east for all your knowledge. That's why it said it's written in stone. Become enlightened God and goddesses. Now you start talking that language, people in church, so that you talking that kind of, that's all biblical. Like I tell you, Psalms 82, God made it clear. Well, if man is God, the woman gotta be a goddess. I mean, that's straightforward. God said it, I didn't say it. It's in the Bible. Don't blame me. Know yourself, family. Know that you create the reality by the way you think. You create the world around you by how you think. You see? Know that if you don't connect with divine self, you ain't gonna know. So you look at the situation with somebody, you think that's separate to you, not realize that that's happening for you. I'm thankful for the prime servant and the whole crew and all of them in parade. I'm thankful for all that because that's taken me to a whole different level of thinking and organizing and mobilizing and centralizing, a whole different level. So I give thanks for it. I don't know about you, but I learning from every situation. I learning from everything around me is like the sister said, man. We got to teach each other, man. Each one, teach one, reach one. There's no African American people. Facts. That's a fact. Facts, man. The facts, man. Monica, I see you. Good night. Good night to you too. We gotta learn from each other, family. That's the whole key right now. That's the whole key right now. Not, I ain't skip that. I'm gonna come forward to that. I can touch on it briefly. Can y'all see this clear though? Can y'all see this clear, clear, clear? Life birth record versus the birth certificate. I need to post this. That's what I need to do. Matter of fact, yeah, I need to post this. I won't come forward to that though. But right now, family, everyone is my teacher. Some I seek, some I subconsciously attract. Often I learn simply by observing others. Some may be completely unaware that I am learning from them, yet I bow deeply in gratitude. And that's my position, family. I just want to give thanks to everyone that was in my life that helped me to reach the point where I could sit here now and share freely and flow freely, infinitely from the waters that dwell within me, so that we could be we. Hopefully that the words I say can help you to see, you know what I mean? So that divine order, man, it's just the connection. It's just the connection, man. Let that flow, let it flow, let it flow. Some going to agree, some going to disagree. It's all right with me. Simple as that. Because at the end of the day, just gratitude, just learning. Remember, learning, infinitely learning. You see, unlock the unlock the gates of death with the key of life, and that's where we at, family. We at the point where we are unlocking the gates with the key of life. So we got to stay in tune with that. We got to stay in tune. She said, zoom in, Isis. Now you going to post it, Isis. That's right. In the present, in the now, the here and now. Serious. Definitely got to start teaching the youth. Now we're going to get to it. Man. We're going to get to it. I ain't seen Nadine in a minute. We're going to get to it. This is a reality, though. This is a reality. I see the sister say, where's the YouTube family tonight? Share your views. Each one teach what others. It's a reality, man. Serious. But you know what? I'm gonna say this, man, and I want you all to grasp this, man. We reach a point where we don't know that, we see this stuff and it's like, oh nah, that's devil, this is evil. Bear in mind, they told us that. But they took all your writings that was on the wall. They took the writing that was on the wall. The Bible says that in the last days, the rocks, when you deny the truth, when you deny the creator, it said the rocks gonna speak and cry out. Well, guess what? Let me reveal what is meant by that. You see, the rocks that they talk crying out is written on the rocks. The rocks going to speak of the glory of God for all eternity. When you fail to speak the glory, the rocks going to speak it for you. You see, not that they was going to literally become alive like a rock man. Hi, my name is Rock, and I speak rock language. Nah, that's not what it was meant by that. The writing on the wall going to speak and bear witness to the truth. This image here on the other side, on the other hand, was printed by man in a particular way to get your attention, to make you do certain things. But this copy came from this copy. Don't get tied up with this thing here. They took this and gave you this, but they made sure that you can understand this. But this is on the wall for all eternity, family. All eternity. Know this, know this, know this. So this is a disrespect to my Christian brethren. I love y'all, man. We love y'all. We overstand it, though. That's all. That's all. Keep in mind, it takes 2 generations to lose people. So after they brought us over here, one of the songs we used to sing was, what song was that? Kumbaya. You always say Kumbaya. But Kumbaya is Hebrew. So how we knew Hebrew? How we knew this stuff? Remember Moses, right? Was learned in all the wisdom of Kemet, what they call Egypt. And every story you find in the Bible, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, every single story every single story that's in those 5 books that he is given the credit for writing, ironically, every story is written in stone on the wall. Maybe a different name, although it's similar vernacularly speaking, but the story is almost plagiarism, man. But that's fine if you go and look up yourself. That's your homework. You know why? Just surround yourself with the people who get it. Hotel. Big up to Ryan. Why be on this page, man? Why be on this page? And as fate would have it, man, I just want to drop one more thing here before I pull out of this thing. Yeah, just one more, man. Just for the record. Just for the record. Long before there was an Abraham, right, in the Bible. Before Abraham was, I am. That's all I gonna say. Before Abraham, before Abraham was, I am. And that's funny because, you know, let that marinate with who that's supposed to marinate with. Full stop. Before Abraham was, I am. Haile Selassie the first. Empress was there, man, in here. One perfect balance. Yes, family. Yes, family. So that was my 2 cents tonight on this C.O.U.P, Coalition of United People. It's going to require divine conscious beings to come together to resonate on that frequency, not what I was hearing in the chat earlier. And by the way, I understand that. That's why I even, because I understand it, man. A man can vibrate at a level he doesn't have the frequency and tune to do. So I'm not gonna I wouldn't expect that from some. I wouldn't expect that. I overs it. The brother said he won't go home, and he would rather. I fully understand that, bro. I mean, full respect. All he's saying, I give thanks that you came out. I remember we spoke briefly too, and I give thanks for your energy and your advice and insight. Totally agree. I agree with you. And again, it ain't for everyone though. So I get it. And it's all love, same way, man. Let me just build that coalition of united people consciously on another realm, because that's where we're gonna have to take this. Remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. There's nothing that none of them can do to us. Nothing. We witnessed that on Monday. We witnessed that on Monday. I see other people go out and they have a different reality. That was not our reality at all. At all. So we give thanks to the power of the Trinity. Glory be to the Most High. Glory be. Glory be. I am that I am. I know you know this thing, Phil. I am that I am. The Amen. The Amin. Yo, tonight was amazing, man. People need to align with the natural, innate wisdom, the internal map, and replace and release, renounce, and rebuke the imprint of mental programming since birth. That one of the first steps. I ain't gonna drop that because that's a fact, right? But let me show you something. That's why I was looking at that document. And that's why it's a bit blurred, but I'm gonna still post it. And maybe I'll put it up in the let me see, I can do this one. Actually, wait a minute. Let me see, I can do this one. Live birth record versus this right here. Hold on, let me give you a glimpse of this thing real quick, family. Let me just give you a glimpse of this thing real quick here, man. This is what they're scared of right here. See, we gonna get into this here though. Yeah, we're dealing with class open, man. This is what we're dealing with right here, family. This is what we're dealing with right here, family. We're gonna get into this right here, family. You see? Baby is born, endowed, cargo is birthed, bereaved, and that's delivered. Your mother's autograph to establish that you are holder of your estate in due course, as opposed to be on your birth certificate. There's no slot for mother. There's a slot for the informant. The word they use on the birth certificate when you go to register at the place is informant. And as a fact, I autograph as indictment that you have no paternal holder of the estate. That's crazy, right? You have no paternal holder of the estate. Um, Register sign the estate, probate. The mother gives the maiden name, which indicates a bastard later stillborn on the register, but the register signs your estate into probate, and you become a ward of the state. That's how you become a ward. That's how they have control over your child. Despite you, the parent, you become a ward because your parents, the informant, signs you over as being not having any parents. But they don't know this at the time. But this is a whole lot of stuff. I want to send this. I'm going to post this on the page as well. You can download it, take a look at it, and probably find this online in the cleaner version. But the information you'll be going, anyone who registered a child will be very familiar with this right here in terms of your birth certificate. They even touch that in terms of the capitalization and whatnot. This explains even the term in terms of bondage versus the liberty and citizenship. You see, we talked about the citizenship the other day in terms of why you're a citizen and how you become a citizen and what the citizen mean. But we're gonna get into this on another day, family. We got some classes to do. Lots of classes to do. Restoration of sovereign identity. Know yourself, man. Know yourself. But you can't get meat before you get milk, family. So we ain't gonna dive in the deep end of the pool. We're gonna bring it in stages. We're gonna start with a little dog paddle, probably. Birth certificate carry a money value. This brother right, well, yes, it does. It carries a value. This brother right here, where is it? He submitted his affidavits and put a claim into the banks, well, the government treasury. I have a total sum of, how much was it? 50 million. The brother said he was withdrawing 50 million. Bond. Gave him a line of credit. He was gone. I don't know. I think this is crazy as all outdoors, but I love it. I love it. I love it. How can you not love it? You know, system that's not working for you, you want support? Nah. Dan, I see you. Give thanks for the insight. The straw man. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to say this and be very clear, right? Understand that people in North America that have this knowledge, been having this knowledge for the last 4 decades, easily. And a lot of people are still trapped within it. They are teachers and they're teachers here. And I'll say this, there are a lot of people online exploiting people for money in some cases and whatever else about promising to get you this and get you that and get you this and get you that, all kind of documents, all kind of stuff. You see, the best way to deal with this is to enlighten yourself. Know yourself. Know it yourself. Know it yourself. That's what I'm going to tell you, man. So regardless of who you study, who you watch, who you listen to, make sure you know this thing for yourself here. Sovereignty is not a piece of paper that somebody gives you. It's a level of consciousness that you have reached based on the knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual understanding that you have achieved, based on you getting yourself in order. That's what that is. So when you move, you vibrate at a certain frequency, man. You are seeing and not seeing. Anyhow, we gonna get into it, family. Yeah, tonight was great. Tonight was great. I thank you all for sharing as well. I didn't get a chance to see too many questions. I hope I didn't miss any questions. Anybody have any questions? Feel free to post it now in the next few minutes. Let me just look at it briefly. Feel free. Ryan Weeks, man. Look, Ryan, I know call you forward. I didn't see you in a minute, and I just showed you out, brother, man. Give thanks to see you. See you in a minute. It's all love. I know this is right up your alley. Streets of gold. Right at your streets of gold, man. Yeah, I salute you too, Captain. Real thing, man. Real thing. Yeah, we gonna be good, family. It's just a matter. I can tell you, this is gonna be a coup. This is gonna be a coup. They ain't even gonna even see this coming. Like a thief in the night, this gonna happen. through conscious meditation and projecting energy. Remember, right? There's nothing you cannot achieve consciously when you put your mind to it. So imagine a collective body of individuals coming together consciously to change the reality around them. It got to change. Got to change, man. Got to change. It's a must. It's a must. So we're gonna do it that way, man. I gonna let me see here now. Since we ain't got the body. Wait, hold on. Ben is taking the calls. You funny, Isis. You funny. You funny. You put me on the spot. Now, I'm gonna show you. I have a device here that allows me. Wait a minute. Let me light it up, man. Let me light it up, man. Let me light it up, man. I have a device here that allows me to connect to the calls. Right. The problem is when I plug it into the to my girl here, old but faithful, she's not as compatible with it. So I had to reserve it for the new and improved up and coming. I got to give you all an update on that too. It's been a journey building a computer. Let me tell you, man, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. I've learned so much. Had to rewire, had to undo wires, had them in the wrong spot. But it was good because I was learning all along. It's been really good experience. A lot of flashbacks when I was young. I realized I was always being prepared for this. So now I'm up to the point where I'm good. I've ready to plug it in and put power. So I went by the computer store there in Warren's D&E Computer. Big up to D Computers, by the way. The brothers that worked and the sisters, man, they've been really helpful in directing my steps, although sometimes they find it hilarious. My graphics card, the graphics card I was looking to use, man, they actually laughed about 10, 15 minutes at me in that store. At least till I left. I can't use the one I have. So had I turned it on, I probably would have burned that right out completely. So it's a good thing I didn't turn it on. The guy was telling me that, nah, that's so obsolete. Like I asked him, well, what can I do with it? He told me throw it in the garbage. So he told me throw it in the garbage, man. He's like, nah, man. He had a laugh. But you know what? We laughed together. I'm just trying to think. But so that was a little setback. But Isis, I got you. I got you. I got you. You got my number. You want to call me? You can call me Isis. You know that, no issue. But yeah, so I got what I need right here, except I can't plug it into my girl. She ain't working with it. She ain't working with it at all. I've tried it on different levels, and she ain't working with it. So it's the matter of new versus the old compatibility issue. So it says Steve, you say you like to meet. Well, actually, Steve, I'll tell you why he said that, because that particular graphics card can only produce roughly about 500 megabytes of data in terms of the quality of the graphics. The motherboard I have is such that will require a few gigs. So yes, I could put it in and it probably would work, but it's how it would work. It's like putting a truck engine in a Suzuki Swift. You've got to chop the chassis a bit to get it fit, and it might even fit. But how it gonna work after that, a little tricky, So I went to college and learned the whole computer thing. All right. So you're suggesting I go ahead and plug this thing in? Where is a good site to get books of such as Civilization of the Nile and such improve? Where's a good site? I have a few friends overseas who have bookstores where I get some of my books from. Amazon do have some stuff, but in terms of getting here in time, as far as locally, I don't even think we have a local bookstore that can supply these kind of books. And I'll tell you the truth right now. If you can get your hands on some of these books, get them. Some are available online in PDF form, if you can find them. But we should have our own bookstore here by now. Okay. I think the sister right here dropped some science in terms of where you can probably find the books. Dane Holloway. Um, are you gaming? No, I'm not gaming. I don't. Well, I'm not gaming, but don't forget, I'm doing live streams and uploading, and that's the thing. So that's the catch with that. Don't tempt me to plug in this thing, no, because I liable to risk at it. I know I can't risk at it. I don't want to risk that. You all right, Steve? I hear you. Let me know what to do, Steve. Give me some insight. But yeah, family. So that's where we at, family. Tonight was great. Like I said, appreciate it. And like, yeah, give thanks then. Okay, yeah, no, but the brother right there, he's skilled, Steve. I ain't gonna front. The brother, you can see he's been there long as I've known that place, been there. He's like I said, I shout out to the D computers. As a matter of fact, to both of them, the one in Sheraton and the one in Warrens. And it's like a free little commercial because the truth is they've really assisted me in advising and clarity and even working to the point where they give me a little, a recount. I won't call it a discount because they never diss my count, but they looked out for the Rasta man, I don't know who own it, but I still give thanks for the support and the strength, real thing. So the brother said, nah, he said, don't even risk it. He said, don't even risk it, man. So we can look into it, Steve. We had a bookstore here by the Empire. We need to get that bookstore back up and running because a lot of people want some books. Again, these are the business opportunities we have that we could use and do and help each other, in situations like this because we all need certain stuff and to study and whatnot. And having access might be the catch. Even to open a library, a kind of a library would be nice as well. But most people who have books like myself, I be real. I don't look, man. I ain't gonna front, man. I might. If I lend you a book, you know how I feel about. If I lend you a book, if I actually lend you a book, if you can manage to get a book from me, and not all books get to be going out either. But if I do lend you a book, understand how I see you, like I know, because the book to me is valuable. So when I lend you a book, understand, I tell myself that got a string attached to it here. Although I've lost several books, and I don't stress it. I just try to get it replaced. But my point is, the children, man, the children love the books. Sometimes my children come in, they pick up the books and they start going through them and stuff. And I just watch them and I know that they see me going through stuff. They wonder, what he did do it, So books are important, family. She said, I don't, yeah, books are valuable, family. We love the books. But family tonight, again, like I said, was mighty. I give thanks to everyone that, that tuned in and was vibing with the energy. Yeah, we give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. Yeah, this is what we need to do, though, family. Let me start sharing it and take it to a whole different level because we already see what's going on. We know what's going on, and they're not going to stop. We don't want them to stop either because the more they do that, the more they motivate us. So they serve a purpose. The key is to harness the energy and don't let them harness yours. Harness the energy now. Get in tune with yourself. Know yourself and elevate your consciousness, man. Never let your enemy tell you who the enemy is. Huh? Remember that. Never let your enemy tell you who the enemy is. Anyhow, family, it's been really great. Let me. There's a lady who operates a bookstore downstairs at the Clement Payne building on Crimpton Street. Uh, okay, noted, Phil. Well, Steve, look, Steve, you talking right? You can open up that spot easily and bring them books from UK down here the same way, brother. You know what? In the meantime, before you decide to do what you're gonna do, you got links. You can make that happen, man. That'd be a good move. That'd be a really good move. That'd be a powerful move. Whoever decided to make that happen, I'm telling you, that'd be a powerful move. You cannot lose with that one at all, at all. But yeah, family, trying to put things in perspective. So Yeah, but make it happen, right? Make it happen. Anyhow, I am going to log out at this point. Let me put things in motion, family, and prepare. I wonder if we could do a part two on this Friday. Let me know what y'all think about that. Yeah, let me know what y'all think about that part two on Friday, and see if we can get ISIS plugged in. Take it back to old school, man, and use the old cell phone again. Like people called in on WhatsApp, put it on speaker. Andrea says she ready to buy. Well, open up shop. I need books for the youth. You know what, man? I ain't even saying nothing else, man. You know what you do? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I have someone on this same live tonight that I know right now taking notes. I know for a fact. So what I'm going to say is this. If you have an interest in a certain book, I suggest you either A, post it, put it up, whatever, and there'll be a conversation after this, I am sure. In her travels, she can connect and make that happen. I am certain of that. I am certain of that. But for those who are watching that have this thing about the Republic and love the fact that we're going into Republic, I just want to put the Republic in its proper perspective as to what that really means, okay? So allow me to share one more image for those who don't, a lot of people tell me they don't. I don't know. I don't know what republic means. I don't know what republic means. Let me tell you what it means, man. Let me put it in perspective, right? Republic basically means that it is now a neo colony. Barbados is now officially a neo colony. So write that word down. Neo colony. Neo colony. Write that word down. Go write that down. Somebody posted in the chat for me. Write that. Put it in all caps too. And put the hyphen. Make sure you put the hyphen. Neo colony. That's what that means. So it means that, we're going to still be tending after the thing, except we're going to impose it on ourselves. You see? You ain't listening, you're going to feel. But at the hand of not massa, at the hand of your own. At the hands of your own. So write that down, family. Neo colony. And pardon any nudity that might be offensive to anyone. Yeah. Republic. Ah, yes. See, I knew he was going. I knew that was going to happen. I just knew that was going to happen. Like I could see that a mile away. I knew that was going to happen. You have a list, Andrea? Well, there you go. There's your link right there. So drop that and call it. Call it on Telegram too. Yeah, ISIS. Nah, we gonna hook that up, man. We gonna hook that up, man. We gonna find a way. 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 We gonna make it happen. So trust me, we gonna find a way. We gonna make it. And by the way, big up to the sponsor. Big up to the sponsor. That's all I can tell you. Big up to the sponsor. Now, this thing happening, family. We in this together, and we're gonna make it happen. Let's remember that. So we're gonna make it happen. On that note, family, link up. Those who are looking for books, y'all know where to go. I feel that I want to, let that tune play out though. The one we listened to earlier. I don't know what y'all feel with that. I mean, I don't know about you, man, but that tune there is a mighty tune. That was a mighty one. I feel like I want to pull that one again, though. I don't know what y'all feel.
They keep on knocking, but we won't let them in. Their heart is full of sin, trying to break my code. Father,
China, don't even start me on China, man. Like I said, I wasn't going to touch it, right, ISIS?
I'm living a life that is honest, you see.
Shout out to Armageddon.
I want to be free for all of eternity. Yes, I want to be free, from pain and misery. The blessing of God is upon me. Ooh, He is guiding and keeping me daily, you see.
That's right, family.
He said, never have no fear, for behold, I am always
Behold.
Let the pious bow down
Behold.
and worship Jehovah.
Behold, family.
Let them shout out his name with praises forever.
Yes, family. When it comes to China, right, family? I just gonna put this right here, man. Yeah, go look this up, family. Just look this up. Just look this up. Now, I hear, man. I hear, man. They try. We covered. Go look this up, though, family. Go look this up. Go look this up. Just go look this up. We're gonna touch this on Friday, man. 143 billion pounds. Save me from the vultures. 143 billion pounds, man. You know that England gave up Barbados to settle a debt. You know that England gave up Barbados to settle a debt, or at least the appearance of it. That's why the prince came down, all that happening, man. This ain't adding up, family. Anyhow, we gonna get into this here, man. Oh, ja. Give thanks, man. Give thanks to the word sound, man. Powerful tunes. Anyhow, family, that's what's up, man. Write this down, independent. Go check this article out. It's a must read. Must read. Well, family, again, like I said, despite the little glitches. Yeah, I know, Isis. You ain't missed much. I was just trying to get it back online because it was a bit, like I said, it's a bit, but yeah, so it's all good. But check that link out. Check that link out and see what's up with it, man. Anyhow, family, y'all have a blessed night. It was real as always. Give thanks for the energy and the feed forward, for sure. Jackie Small, good night to you too. Good night to you too. Big up to you too, family, by the way. Big up to all the family on YouTube. I gotta have to get a different monitor just for YouTube on the site separately. I'm gonna work on that. Just for the YouTube, because I think I'd be missing out on what's going on YouTube. But shout out to all the YouTube family. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, click the whole like button so you get the bell so you get notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. And tell a friend and tell a friend. Until we link again on Friday, y'all be good, be firm, you know what I'm saying, and just be at one. Be at one. Be at one. Right now, what's going on is a change, and we need to raise the bar. Raise the bar. They know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for centuries to us as a people. But we have allowed it to happen. See, that's how it is. We have allowed it to happen. Enough is enough, family. We're raising the bar. At least last the first Empress was there Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Yeah? Rastafari, right. That we're dealing with. Much love to each and every one again. You have a peaceful night, man. Blessed love. Isis, you and easy. But definitely shout out to the elder by Ivan Van Sertima. You know what I mean? Night Valley Civilization. They came before Columbus. Respect to the elders, them. Caribbean man again. Yeah, we gonna get up Friday on the first day according to ISIS. Much love, family.